Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and the folks from Panasonic sent me this Bluetooth speaker to review. This is a little rugged beach-going kind of device that will allow you to play music from your iPhone, your iPad, or your Android device, or even your computer if it supports the Bluetooth 4.0 standard wirelessly. And it sounds actually really good. And it's often hard in a video like this to convey how something sounds, because unless you actually have the unit and are listening to it yourself, it's really hard to make the determination if it's going to meet your needs. And I will say that it does sound good. In fact, the clarity is good, the range of sound is decent. I mean, it's not, it doesn't have a booming subwoofer on it, but if you're looking for something just to have out with the kids, or something you can take to the park or the beach, or just for a party with some friends with a picnic table, this thing is really good for that kind of thing. It's certainly not going to replace a high-end audio system, but it really foots the bill for having music in a place where you'd like to have music. Let's just take a quick look though at the product itself. You have a couple of buttons on board, of course the power button. There's a Bluetooth button that is the pairing button. If you already have it paired with something, you can then add another device. It will support up to 8 devices, and it won't support them simultaneously, but it'll recognize and remember 8 of them. If you add a 9th device, the first device that was the oldest device basically, will get knocked off, and you can keep going from there. It has a boost button, and what this does is it makes things louder, and it does that at the expense of audio clarity. So if you're in an area where you're really not hearing it too well, you can hit the boost and it'll make it louder. And then of course you have your volume up and down buttons on here as well. The one thing I wish it had was a track forward and back, because a lot of Bluetooth headsets that support this same standard allow for you to hit to go to the next track or go back. And I was kind of disappointed it didn't have that on there. The unit itself is really well constructed. It's made out of plastic, but it is splash proof. They make it very clear to say that it's not waterproof, but it is splash proof. It does have a channel for some water to come off of it. It is dust proof, and it can survive apparently a fall, a reasonable fall, without breaking. And there's not too many moving parts in this thing either, but it is pretty rugged. It feels nice and heavy and solid. It's really designed, I think, as a active thing you can throw in your bag, and again, it's really good for the beach and that kind of thing. What's cool is that the speaker part doesn't actually touch the surface that it's on, so you have a little bit of room here for things to vibrate and for some sound to get out from underneath it. And I found that depending on the surface it's on, it will be louder than it might be in other places. So really kind of experiment when you're out somewhere to find a good place to put it, because I found the surface that it sits on does make a difference there. On the back here you have another little feature, which is of course where you charge it. It doesn't come with a charger, but it does support USB charging. So if you plug this into your USB charger on your wall or your computer, it'll start charging up that way. And then you can also, if you don't have the Bluetooth device that's compatible with it, you can just hardwire it in with one of those headphone cables, a 1/8 inch jack on that. So it'll work pretty good. It does have on board the ability to make phone calls, and I did a little test, and you can hear how that sounds.
Right, we're testing voicemail. I'm now to the left of the unit, and now pretty much in front of the unit. I am to the right of the unit now. Now I'm going to be in the back of the unit, in the back of the unit. So we're going to then step away and see how the voice sounds. We'll step in a little bit closer. Then maybe we'll get closer to it like this as well.
Okay, so you're not going to use this as your conference room phone, but it's really not designed for that. It can certainly get a phone call done in a if you really need to get one done, but really it's designed as a wireless speaker system. So overall it's pretty good. I mean, I'm really impressed with the sound quality. Again, you're not going to buy this thing to replace your stereo system at home, but it is something that you can just throw in a bag and know that it'll survive a trip to the beach, and is probably largely kid-proof, but it is heavy, and I think it could certainly hurt your toe if you dropped it on your foot or something. So just be careful with that. This is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.